In today's video, I'm going to rapid fire my best 30 tips, tricks, and best lessons learned from 6 years on a carnivore diet, all in 10 short minutes to help all of you carnivores troubleshoot your FAQs, stay on track, and motivated to keep up the good work. Without further ado, let's get started. You don't need to only eat grass-fed beef, water, and salt. Eat the meat that you can afford and crave for, and know that just by having more animal foods in your diet, your journey to health and wellness is already miles ahead of anyone still on a standard American diet, and a vegan diet, and a vegetarian diet. On the same coin, don't force yourself to eat meats you do not enjoy, no matter the good things you hear in the community. Doing this is going to make this challenging journey even more difficult, so stay focused on your goal of adapting to a meat-only diet, and remember, it's always the story of the tortoise and the hare. Progress over perfection. It's best not to use the traditional scale to track recomposition or fat loss progress, because the numbers can really deceive you. Maybe you lost 5 pounds of fat, but put on 10 pounds of lean muscle mass. More often than not, weighing yourself is demotivating. So instead, as per my friend Dr. Barry's recommendations, try using a measuring tape around the waist on a bi-weekly basis to track your progress instead. On the note of progress, make sure you also take progress photos on a regular basis. I really regret not doing more of these progress photos, especially when I was gaining a lot of weight, because honestly, I felt embarrassed, I felt ashamed. But looking back at the photos that I took when I was at my heaviest on a carnivore diet, I still looked so healthy and well nourished. Progress photos are a great, accurate way of seeing how far you've come over the months and years, and will always be a reminder and how much more you're capable of. Be patient with your recomposition goals and understand that it may take months or even a full year for you to see the changes you want to see. All of the long-term carnivores know that the body will take those nutrients from your meats and prioritize healing the body first before fat loss and letting go of extra inflammation. Just look at my friends and SBG members Limitless Lindy and the Carnivore Cure Todd Bachnes, who have collectively lost almost 1,000 pounds, but it did not happen overnight. And it will only happen once your body feels safe and healthy enough to finally metabolize that stored fat. So again, stay patient, vitamin P, and prioritize healing first. Keeping it super simple with beef, butter, bacon, and eggs will work for most. This also tends to be the easiest, least expensive way to go carnivore. If things get complicated and difficult, you're not going to want to keep doing this. So feel free to branch out once you feel ready and have more experience. If you're still having trouble eliminating non-carnivore foods, don't try to do it blindly or all at once. Instead, slowly phase out non-carnivore foods with an elimination schedule. Maybe you aim to eliminate all refined sugars by your 2nd week of carnivore, all processed carbs by your 4th week, and all vegetables by your 7th week. This really makes the whole adaptation process a lot more manageable and will deter your mind and body from feeling overwhelmed. Don't beat yourself up if you slip up or experience a cheat meal or a cheat day. Slip-ups are really important learning moments where you can reaffirm your carnivore goals, because during the times you were carnivore, your tolerance for toxins and poisons found in conventional food decreases rapidly. That is why when you suddenly reintroduce them or accidentally eat them, you can very clearly feel just how badly they're affecting your body, something you would not have been able to tell without having cleansed your body of them first. So treat these moments not as failures, rather as an opportunity to assess how you're feeling and gain even more conviction for your health goals. Do not portion control and do not track calories. Just listen to your body. Many people will feel this voracious appetite when starting a carnivore diet because our bodies need as many nutrients as they can get to promote healing from so many years of abuse and malnutrition. So eat until you are comfortably stuffed. Regarding hunger signals, many of us come from years of malnourishment and do not actually know what it feels like to be full or even satiated. If you're wondering how much is enough to eat, there isn't a magic number. Eat until you feel satiated, which is the point where meat no longer tastes delicious or sounds appetizing. This is the best way to get in tune with your natural hunger signals. Do not rely on processed carnivore foods like pork rind chips. Rely on real whole animal foods like ground beef or a piece of steak. Don't forget that your emotions can trigger a false sense of hunger. Hunger can feel like boredom, anger, or even stress. These emotions can make you feel hungry or craving for something sweet. So if beef does not sound delicious in that moment, chances your hunger is not really hunger, your cravings are just a way to find that quick relief. Instead of eating your negative feelings away, find an accountability buddy, find a community to connect to. The Steak and Butter Gang is open every single day, 24 24/7, and you can get the support you need immediately by joining us anytime. Just go to sbgmeetup.com or check out the links below to join the family. Artificial sweeteners are somewhat better than refined sugars, but that's really not saying much at all. They're still very harmful and dangerous and can be a slippery slope for so many carnivores. For so many carnivores that I've seen, it has definitely been holding them back from getting to their weight loss goals as well. They also keep sugar cravings very much alive, so do not fall for this big industry trick and treat stevia and sweeteners only as a once in a blue moon treat. Better yet, work up to not having any at all and avoiding sweet triggers at all costs. Another dangerous ingredient for a lot of carnivores looking to rewire hunger signals is milk. Milk and dairy in general can reignite those carb cravings. So enjoy responsibly, observe how you feel when you do have them, and of course, try to find for raw, unpasteurized versions of your favorite dairy products rather than reaching for the pasteurized versions. My favorite sources to find raw dairy near you is down below in the description box. New and adapting carnivores might feel nauseous after eating a full carnivore fatty meal because your body is simply not used to feeling truly full with nutrient-dense foods. Over time, the same signals responsible for your nausea will rewire and you'll simply feel full and happy. It may take a few weeks up to a few months for your hunger signals to reset, but again, give it vitamin P for patience and keep it exciting by leaning on a variety of different meats. When your body has not yet adapted to a carnivore diet, making sure that you are keeping your sodium levels nice and high can really help with those nasty adaptation symptoms. The easiest way to do this is to just salt all of your carnivore meals very generously with a high quality salt. Redmond's Real Salt is the most popular and most loved salt in the carnivore community. And this typically will help with any muscle cramping that you have, lower energy levels, and headaches from the adaptation phase. If the symptoms don't subside and you want a quick fix solution, then leaning on some high quality electrolytes could be very effective. This is the one that I recommend from the brand Element, specifically this blue colored box labeled raw unflavored. It truly is just the 3 ingredients that our body needs: sodium, potassium, magnesium, no other questionable ingredients. These are what the little packets look like. They're nice and small. Throw it in whatever bag you travel with, mix it up, drink it down, and you're good to go. You all can get a free sample pack with any purchase by going to the URL shown on the screen, drinklmnt.com/SBGAL. Also link them down below. If using seasoning or light condiments help you eat more meat during your meals, then by all means, have them, enjoy them. Because the goal at first is simply to get more healthy animal protein and fat in your diet. I recommend being selective about your sauces and toppings. Just make sure you read the ingredients and you make sure there's no sugar, MSG, or seed oils. I'll link my favorites down below in the description box. The best carnivore-friendly condiment that I can think of are either freshly squeezed lemon juice or a simple egg yolk dipping sauce that you can make by separating the raw yolks and beating them until glossy and with a beautiful sheen. Invest in time-saving tools like a trusty Instant Pot or an air fryer to keep cooking process hassle-free. I actually just picked up my new air fryer a few months ago. My new favorite cooking gadget is made by a company called Tasty, and I've been absolutely loving how quick and easy it is to cook all of my favorite meals. So if you're new to air fryers or looking for a clean, certified PFOA-free air fryer, I highly recommend this Tasty air fryer. I'll make sure to link them down below in the description box. If you don't want to invest in time-saving tools, the oven is the best time-saving tools that everybody has in their home. Some of my favorite oven-cooked meats that I eat every single week are flank and short ribs and baked chicken wings. Protein-fat ratios are complicated, but if I were to grossly reduce the concept, have higher protein for recomposition and athletic performance goals like muscle gain, and higher fat for deep healing and quick recovery. On the same coin, I would avoid eating too lean, especially during the adaptation period. Not eating enough fat can make you super lethargic and always craving for sweets, junk foods, because your body does not feel satiated. Animal fats are necessary and essential to a proper human diet. Contrary to popular belief, it won't increase your diabetes risk or clog your arteries. Animal fats actually protect your heart, nerves, gut, and brain health. Especially for all of my lady carnivores, fat is essential for your hormonal regulation and can even help get your reproductive health back on track. I lost my period for years on a vegan diet, but after munching on a couple sticks of butter per day, every day for the first 2 years, I finally got my period back and I am am the healthiest I've ever been. Always keep animal fat snacks within reach of your fridge, cupboard, or in your travel bags. This is a great way to stay ahead of cravings and to make sure you always have nutrient-dense fuel ready for when you feel tired, stressed out, anxious, or when those pestering voices creep in. Butter and beef fat trimmings work amazingly. But if you're looking for a really delicious, convenient, high-fat carnivore snack option, for those of you who are always on the go, I do highly recommend checking out Carnivore Bars. Carnivore Bars are basically a blended steak in a bar form. They're crunchy, they're fatty, they're creamy, and it's just grass-fed beef blended with grass-fed fat. And they're just a perfect fat snack for when you are traveling or busy. I have linked them down below, discount code SBGAL. Humans are anthropologically carnivores. Probably up until 10,000 years ago, we would never eat any plants or nuts of any significance unless we were truly starving or otherwise very desperate for food. It's very much likely that we were hunters and scavengers rather than hunters and gatherers. So eating more meat is exactly what we were designed to do and what our predecessors were eating for millions of years. Don't worry about increased cancer risk on a carnivore diet just because you read it somewhere. The flawed research done on red meat's effects on cancer growth have been purely observational in nature, meaning that by design, it cannot show causation. I've had tons of doctors and surgeons debunk these myths over years. And as Dr. Chafee often mentions, most of the nutritional studies done on fatty red meat and its consequences on our health have been funded by big box sugar and carb companies who want to keep us sick and hungry for more poison. On that note, be careful who you listen to and surround yourself with. As Dr. Joan Iflin taught me, we naturally match behaviors in our immediate environment and surroundings via mirror neurons, a deeply subconscious will to feel belonging. So you must surround yourself with like-minded people and mentors who support you and your goals. If you're looking for a family and a tribe to belong to, the Steak and Butter Gang is always open. It's also super important to feel like you belong with those who you can identify with. I encourage and welcome all new carnivores, intermediate and advanced carnivores who are looking for guidance or simply more like-minded friends to join me in the Steak and Butter Gang. We really pride ourselves on being a safe, intimate place for everyone to mingle, learn, and support each other. We now have meetings almost every single day where you can hop on Zoom, ask your questions, get the accountability that you need from our amazing team of coaches and our wonderful group of members. I also invite on the best carnivore experts and doctors every single week to answer these difficult questions. Every single month, you'll be able to learn from Dr. Anthony Chafee, Dr. Tony Hampton, Dr. Robert Kiltz, and Coach Rebecca Heischman, as well as my amazing team of carnivore coaches who are so experienced in pretty much every aspect of carnivore living. If you guys are interested in joining or want to read more on the benefits, just go to the URL shown on the screen, sbgmeetup.com, or check out the link down below. One of my best practical tips is to stock up on your favorite meats, especially when there's a promotion or sale, and then store all of that on sale meat in your freezer. This will simplify the process and make sure that you are never empty-handed, vulnerable, and truly hungry. A cool side benefit of this is that you'll probably end up saving a lot of money on your monthly grocery bills. Instead of going to your local chain grocer, try calling your local butcher for early morning manager specials on meat or free beef fat trimmings that are often thrown away after butchers carve the roasts of their meat. This is a great way to get daily savings on a whole variety of meat and to keep your fridge absolutely stacked with your favorite beef and beef fat. Lastly, I want to remind all of you who are struggling and looking at carnivores as a last resort that you are absolutely not the problem. Your food is. Do not feel down about yourself and understand that big industry and societal pressure influence unhealthy food habits and beliefs that are just so darn hard for any of us to get out of. There's a lot of you going through a lot, and especially if you're suffering alone, it's easy to feel like your health is your fault. I promise that in the not too distant future, you'll be in a better place and also become an expert on carnivore at that. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you're looking for more motivation or just want to hear an amazing carnivore success story and testimonial, check out my last video featuring my best friend, Janelle, who reversed a whole host of debilitating diseases just by going on this meat-only lifestyle. I'll see you in my next video. SBG out.